What is up, Fantasyland? We have a big one today. We're back in the Daylight Draft Room for a $500,000 main event on Drafters. This is our first draft since the NFL rookie draft. Had a bit of some hardware issues we had to replace. Let's move some stuff around here. Let me just get my X post out and we'll get right into it. Hope you guys are having a fantastic week, a fantastic Friday, of course. Just going to get this post out. Let people know that we're streaming live today. This was, you know how I do these last minute. Let's get our link on here and we'll get right to it. Let me know if you're joining in the chat. Let me know how you're doing, if you've done any of these. And if you're not on Drafters already, make sure you use the promo code DraftRoomBaller. And you get a huge reward, guys, up to 100% back on your first deposit, up to $100. And you can jump right into these $20 drafts. There we go. Let's get in the room, see where we're at. We get the 2 spot. Beautiful. Send this into some. There we go. All right. All right, man. I'm pumped to do one of these. I haven't drafted a live best ball anyways since the rookie draft. Been doing some big gorillas, some of the BBTs, that kind of thing. But we're just getting back on Drafters. Just gonna get, there we go. Jamie's in the house. Just want to get my my window up here so I can see your comment. Nice, Jamie. We'll be talking about that. Let me know kind of who are some guys that you've been targeting, where you've been getting them. I'm still in a rookie draft with my buddy Dan Williamson. We share a 500 buy-in team, and yeah, we made some moves. I'll talk about it. Let me just get settled in here. Get some of my ADPs up, my rankings. I think we're going to go Jefferson here. Start off with a little JJ. This is a 3-receiver format. 1 quarterback, 1 tight end, 2 running backs, 1 flex. So we're going to start off with JJ in the 2 spot. Lots happened, obviously, since the rookie draft. Joe is in the house. What's up, Joe? How you doing, brother? Appreciate you guys joining. Let me know if you've done any of these, how it's been going. This is my first one. Again, if you're not already on Drafters, use the draft code DraftRoomBaller. It'll help you get 100% back on your first deposit up to $100. And it helps support the channel big time. Appreciate it. Appreciate you guys watching. I see Leg Up is in the room. I don't know if that's actually the guys from the Leg Up or if somebody's just using their logo, but we got Best Ball on Call in the house. He's always working and lurking. We appreciate all you guys joining today, guys. Make sure you smash that like button. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss any of these drafts. So like I said, guys, this is the main event. They just launched this right after the NFL draft. These are a ton of fun. $20 buy-in, $500,000, guys, for first place. In your face, guys, 500 grand. That's not bad for doing a $20 best ball, right? There we go. A little better organized here. Let me know if the sound is good. I'm using all new hardware. As you guys know, had a couple issues with some echoes, with some guests, that kind of thing. Realized that it was actually my hub where I had a bunch of stuff plugged in, my screens, all my hardware, my USB hub was just not cutting it. So we had to upgrade that. And then upgraded our basically the mixer where the mic and all the sound goes through. So got a couple new pieces of hardware, pretty happy with it so far. Let me know if this sounds good on your end. And we're about to crush this drafters main event. Little Friday afternoon action. Is it afternoon yet? What time is it? Yeah, 11:33. We're 27 minutes away from the afternoon. I'll make my picks and then we'll get to some of Jamie's action in the rookie drafts. Yeah, I appreciate it, Best Ball. If you guys, like I said, if you're not already on Drafters, it really, really helps me, continue on this channel with the promo code DraftRoomBaller, all one word, and it'll give you up to 100% back on a $100 deposit on your first deposit. So appreciate that, Best Ball, and I want to get you on this show as well. You and Jamie and Joe. Joe, I got to get back for sure because we had that echo problem kind of lurking when we had him on the first time. All right, what do we have? We have JJ right now. Could go DJ Moore. I think we're gonna go G Dubs here. Joe's already done 20 of these. He's also doing these drafts over there at the Sports Affiliation, so make sure you check them out. Two of the Bijan teams he started with. We're gonna start off with a little JJ and some New York Jets stackage with Wilson and Breece Hall. So Breece Hall, a lot of people are still concerned with them trading him away. Kind of that committee action in the backfield. I'm not too worried about it. I don't see why they would trade Breece, to be honest. I mean, if they do, the way I see it is he's going to a team that really wants him, and that's going to put him in that workhorse role. Most likely like a contender type team. And if not, I see him just running away with the lead in that offense. So let's go back in the comments here, see what you guys are doing with... All right, DJ. Come on, DJ. Give me something better than that. So Jamie's saying that he's been crushing his rookie drafts, made some big moves. Like I said, on Dan Williamson and I, the overhyped sleeper, you guys know him from the Player Profiler. He used to be my co-pilot in the GOAT District. We have a 500 team that we share in the Hardway League, which is some of the sharpest guys in the games, especially the high-stake game. And we have a pretty nice contender. We made a move for Brock Bowers a couple weeks ago, and we didn't have any picks in the first 2 rounds of this rookie draft. We ended up sending Jonathan Taylor and like a 5th rounder or something like that. And we got the 111 to go in and get RJ Harvey, and then the 201 where we got Tootin. So we just wanted to double down on some of these rookie running backs, make our team a little younger, get ourselves some upside. So we were pretty happy with that. Wow, Jamie got himself a little Genty. Let me know what you guys think about that trade. So it's a super flex 10 team, traded Bo Nix and the 110, which was Loveland for Genty, Pollard, and 401. I mean, if you need a running back and you're a contender and you can afford to lose, because those are two big premium pieces that you're moving, which I get. I get Genty. I get how big he is. And then he traded McMillan, Jalen Wright, Garando at 310 for Trey Harris. I really like Trey Harris. I liked him before the draft. He was one of my guys I was smashing pretty hard, and especially in best ball. And I'm definitely happy with his landing spot. I really like Garando. I'm really high on Garando right now. I don't know if it's time to sell Jalen McMillan at this point. I mean, Jalen Wright, it is what it is. So again, it's really hard not knowing what these builds look like. Or what your rosters look like, I mean. All right, what are we looking at here? So Zay Flowers actually seems low. You know what, let's go Jameson here. I mean, Flowers and Williams for me are kind of similar range. Oh, you know what? Now I kind of have to take Flowers. Let me see here. Could go with the divisional stack action. Let's go Flowers. We've got 4 solid receivers here with Jefferson, G-Dubs, J-Dubs, and Zay Flowers. This is a start 3 receiver. So I like getting 4 studs right off the bat. And then we've got our anchor running back in Breece Hall. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. In Chicago, they added Burden, who's going to be a burden in that offense. So I don't know what that does for Odunze. They brought in Loveland, who I loved going into the rookie draft. It's going to be interesting to see how that breaks up there. Joe, thanks for giving me the feedback on the sound, man. Because so far I find my sound is actually crisper. I got myself a Vocaster 1. And then, like I said, I upgraded my USB hub. So Jamie's just smashing the trade. Sent Pacheco, Brooks, and Conklin for Trey Harris. That one I like. I like that a lot, actually. It's a really nice trade. And he's liking, yeah, Jaquez Hunter's a guy I drafted a lot, actually, in best ball. I like going to get him in Dynasty for sure. They'll probably run Kyron to the ground this year in LA, and that's kind of why I like him if you have a contender or redraft, that kind of thing, best ball. Yeah, Joe agrees with me. A trade for Breece only helps that's what I think too. Either he stays there and he's the workhorse, or he gets sent to a contender, a team that really wants to use him. So far we have Breece Hall, Jefferson, G-Dubs, Williams, Flowers. So I haven't done one of these yet since the NFL draft, like I said, so I don't know where a lot of these guys are going. So we'll get to see where, I think especially rookies are moving up the boards. There are some vets that should be moving up the boards. You see Harvey going off in the 6th round there. Wow. Let me see where I was getting him. My ADP on Harvey is 180. That's crazy in previous tournaments. So shows you how much he's jumped. Now he's around the 60 range. I like Harvey. Like I said, Dan and I traded in to get him in 500 Dyno where we're contenders. So we have high expectations there. I am hearing some whispers about Chubb. Jamie, you might be more ears to the ground or boots to the ground or whatever that saying is, since you're a big Browns fan. But I hear Chubb is a guy that maybe Denver, maybe Cincinnati. He's looking for some of that Derrick Henry money. So we'll see where he lands if he signs back. But he could be kind of sneaky later on, I guess. So Jamie says he was defending champ in that league where he got Gianti. Knicks was his QB3. Yeah, I don't mind that. Yeah, especially if you were that thin at running back. It's actually a pretty sweet move. So a bunch of running backs coming up here, which is the range you guys know I like to be drafting, taking these guys. Caleb, one of my favorite guys going into it, one of my favorite coming out of the draft as well. I'll probably smash him first. I really like him landing in Pittsburgh. For me, that's a perfect landing spot for him. I know Jalen Warren's there, but for me, Caleb is a workhorse type of guy. And then we could go Demont here. We could go Golden. I think I'm going to go Demont here. He plays well with a guy like Caleb. Where, let's say, Caleb day one doesn't necessarily start off with massive volume and kind of slowly gets into it. Demont will... Throat's getting rough here. Hold on. Give me a sec, guys. Might have to go open that office door, let some air in here because I got that heat going a bit. Sun's finally getting out. I was going to go get the car cleaned today because it's still got that winter muck on the inside, but woke up to a bit of wetness. So Jamie's asking for Dynasty, Hunter over Henderson. I mean, Henderson, I don't hate the landing spot. Let me take a look here where I have these guys. I mean, it's pretty flat. Like for me, that's pretty much the same tier. You're basically deciding, do you want a receiver or running back at that point? Gianti and Hampton are obviously the first guys. And then you've got, I think Tet is a bit ahead of Hunter, especially for if you want that production kind of year one. I think you're going to get maybe a bit more ceiling, bit more volume with Tet. And then Henderson is, you know, there's Henderson, you got Judkins, and then Caleb are kind of that next tier for me with the running backs. Let me know in the comments, you're watching this later, where you have all these rookies ranked right now for Dynasty. Who you like more for redraft and best ball for 2025? Yeah, Joe, that's the first time I hear that. That's not a bad take. I mean, the only question I have is they just signed him to a huge contract with DJ Moore. I think it was last year or going into last year. He just signed like a huge contract with Chicago. They did bring in Burden. They did bring in Loveland. So, I mean, Ben Johnson's definitely got a lot of pieces there. They shored up the offensive line. Caleb is definitely, you know, tits up with regards to his value. I mean, if he doesn't produce this year, you know, you got to wonder. I know he's going to have a new system there with Ben coming in, but DeAndre Swift is actually a guy I really like, and I probably could have taken him instead of Montgomery. I think that's a very good sharp pick by the 11th spot there in Finns. I'm doing a big gorilla right now, a slow draft, and I took Swift actually pretty pretty early. Can't remember exactly where we took him. Let's see here. So we took Swift. It was after the draft. Yeah, round 7. So he just went round 8 here. This is best ball. That's a redraft. I mean, it's similar with the receivers being 3 receivers here. You got to think that. So that's actually really good value on Swift. You got to scroll down a bit with these because the ADP is still set up with, you know, kind of that pre NFL draft. ADP is still live. I don't know how many. I'd have to look how many of these have happened so far. Probably not that many. Over 2,800 already. I mean, they're expecting 140,000 entries into this tournament. Let me see what I can find here. So I'm going to sure up Fields here. We could have done something a little different. I'm going to go naked Caleb on this one. So we're going to play a 2 quarterback build here. I don't mind a naked Caleb if that's what I end up with, just because there are so many pieces in that offense. It's hard to kind of figure out at this point in the middle of, middle of the offseason, early May, where the targets are going to be split up in Chicago. I don't know if you guys have a better idea, but it's definitely hard to predict. So, I mean, we could have also gone Caleb and then taken Burton on the way back, but Fields and Caleb to me is a strong quarterback room. Ooh, that would be ugly. Chubb to the Bears would definitely be ugly. I mean, again, imagine that team with Chubb there, Swift, Roshan's still there. They've got DJ Moore, Odunze, Burden, man, Komet. Like, they're really stacking that team up. I mean, that's why you bring in a guy like Ben Johnson, right? Is to take that team to the next level, take Caleb to the next level. So it would suck for fantasy for sure, but man, as a Bears fan, you gotta be happy with that, right? Them just loading up. Yeah, I agree with you on that, Joe, with Caleb. I mean, he's gonna get massive volume. Jaylen Warren, I think the same. Like, what was he last year? He wasn't anything that significant fantasy-wise. He's probably going to have, like you said, the same role. I know he was dealing with injuries last year in Warren. Yeah, so RB 39, he started 15 games. He didn't do much, man. Just over 500 yards, 120 carries, 38 receptions. I think once Caleb comes in there, and I even heard Tomlin talk in the interview how Caleb is a workhorse type of guy and how much the Iowa offense leaned on him. So I think Pittsburgh's going to do the same. So I'm really happy with all my Caleb bags. Hoping to get some shares in, my Dynasty rookie drafts, or maybe make some moves for him. Jamie's got a trade question here. Would you trade away 105 for JJ McCarthy. I might be overvaluing Hunter and Henderson, but they are top 40 overall for me, with JJ closer to 60. So again, it's tough. Like, what's the rest of your team look like, right? And what format is that? I'm guessing Superflex, obviously. Maybe give me an idea on some other details on that league. All right, we're coming up here. Let me just get back to my my build. So far we've got Justin Fields and Caleb manning the quarterback position. We're going to do a 2 quarterback build. Breece Hall, Caleb Montgomery, Justin Jefferson, J-Dubs, and Zay Wilson, or yeah, Zay Flowers. So far pretty solid at all 3 positions. I'm actually gonna go Tucker Kraft here. One of my favorite tight ends since last season. Going into last season, I was smashing Tucker Kraft everywhere. My best value tight end last year, so we're gonna ride that. So one guy I really like is Mims, but for some reason he's really up here, I find, compared to where he is. I'm going to go Tootin here. I really like Tootin. Jacksonville. Liam Cohen talking about, well, they basically see him as a workhorse type of running back. I know Dan and I discussed Tootin and Scattaboo a lot. And Dan actually has kind of veered me back to Tootin over Scattaboo. And if you see here, Scattaboo went in the 9th round. Even if you consider them flat, even in the same tier, I mean, that's a nice value on Tootin. All right, so Jamie was saying 12-team Superflex. My only QB is Dak, Cousins, and Flacco. Let me go see what that value looks like. Walker, Cook. Receivers are pretty good. JSN, Lamb, Higgins. I mean, are you sure Cam Ward's won't fall to you? Like, is that straight up that you're looking to do 105 for JJ McCarthy? I'm just wondering if Cam Ward might fall to you at that 105, or could you maybe give a little, you know, during the draft to get to like the 104 if Cam Ward is there? Unless you just like McCarthy better. But I think Ward coming in with that draft capital, I don't know. I'm high on McCarthy as well. He definitely has the weapons. JJ 401 and a third was the offer for your 105. I don't know, man. I'm just thinking like where I have McCarthy value-wise versus those players that you can get at 105, even if it's not I would personally, I would wait for the draft instead of selling it off right now. That's what I would do until you're closer to the draft, because you can either somehow maneuver to get Ward in those top 3 to 5 picks. I mean, unless someone goes Ward earlier than that, which I don't think. I think the first 2 are probably locked in. But I don't know that I would necessarily trade that right away. Because, I mean, like the 401 and a 26 third, what's that going to do? That's not really helping your team if you're contending now, right? And that's why sometimes, like, adding some of those picks just to bring the value closer, I don't know that that's necessarily... So there's some running backs I really like here. Let me see receiver-wise what we have. Okay, we'll take one of those guys on the way back. You guys know I love me some Garendo, so we're going to smash Garendo. I really like my running back room right now with Breece Hall, Caleb Johnson, Montgomery, Tootin, and Garendo. Nice and balanced. Strong. Man, I just keep seeing running backs I like. That's not good. All right. It's my first main event. I can't not take Cedric Tillman. I love me some Tillman, man. I keep hearing everybody talk about Judy. I might be eating my words, but I'm sorry, man. I watched both those guys last year, and for me, Tillman is the dog in that. Maybe I'm wrong, Jamie. You can let me know. You're the token Browns guy in the chat right now. Oh, so this draft is already... Oh, you're on the clock. Okay, perfect. So Henderson's on the clock. I mean, on the board, obviously. Went Genty, Tet, Ward, Hampton. I still don't know that I'm making that move. Does this guy have any draft picks earlier in this year's draft? The guy that wants to trade with you. So does he have like a later pick in either in the first or something in the second, like something of significance where you can get yourself JJ with something valuable? Because right now 401, I mean, I'm in rookie drafts and it's, I mean, yeah, it's a deep class and it's fun to draft a lot of those. But at the end of the day, those are just Hail Marys, you know what I mean? The hit rate on those is super low once you get in the fourth round. Yeah, totally. Except for Deontay. Deontay is like the new, what did Dan call him? Wow, Brown. Why can't I think of the Pittsburgh receiver that went to the Jets? Antonio Brown. He's like the new Antonio Brown, Dan was telling me. And I'm like, yeah, it's kind of true, man. He just needs a bag of those bag of dicks to start throwing at cops at his door, and he's rip off his shirt after a game, you know, all that stuff, and fits right in. So let me take a look at something here, help you out with that, Jamie. Let me know what other picks you have and what rookie draft picks this guy has that you're looking to make the deal with. Because I feel like you can somehow maneuver this. He obviously wants to get in there at the 105 if he's offered you that. I would just try to counter where I'm getting JJ with a more significant rookie draft pick. Even if you need to send something else with that 105. You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, but not only that, like you can always move these guys later, right? Like Henderson's value once, you know how it is, man. Once these guys get on the field with just their helmets, Drake May sends them a couple bombs down the sidelines, you know? Their value just keeps spiking. So, look, if you really like JJ McCarthy and you have him kind of in that same range value-wise as Henderson, then go for it. But I still think that Henderson for me is at a higher value. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Let me know what you guys think. He has 212 and 302. I have all my 5 spots. Yeah, I mean, 212 is not awful. It's not great. I mean, I don't hate that, to be honest. Maybe you send 105 for JJ and 212. Like, that's what I would try to do. I would just try to get something more significant than like a 4th rounder. You know what I mean? If you were making that move. Yeah, and that's exactly. So you're saying 20 spot difference. I that's kind of like, you know, not exactly, but that's kind of the way I see it. So I would just try to fill that gap with something more significant than like a 3rd for next year and a 4th this year. All right, what are we looking at here? I'm looking at tight end. Oh, man, nothing like an auto. I mean, I don't hate Allen, but I don't know that I want to take him here. I was going to wait on tight end. That was kind of like I looked down and I saw it. You know what? Let's go Gesicki. We have a Jacksonville. Let's go with Strange here. We've got Jacksonville play with Tootin. Keenan Allen should end up somewhere. I mean, I'm not totally against it. I don't know that I'm taking him here. He's probably still up there due to ADP prior to the draft. You got to think he signed somewhere, either LA. He looked way too good last year in Chicago to not sign somewhere. Nothing like an auto draft during a stream, right? What's up, drafters? Welcome to the stream. Guys, wave to drafters. Make sure you guys sign up, guys. Definitely a fun platform. They got the main event right now. $20 buy-in for $500,000 in your face. It's a pretty sweet deal, man. These things fill up really quickly. Don't forget to smash the like button, guys. Appreciate all the support. If you use the draft code DraftRoomBaller right now for your first deposit, you get 100% back. Up to $100. So you get basically a free $100. That's 5 entries into this main event for free. So you can win 500 grand just for signing up for free using the code DraftRoomBaller. It's a pretty sweet deal. You help me out, I help you out. Everybody wins. You can jump in today, man. It's a beautiful Friday afternoon. What better thing to do than draft some best ball? Yeah, JJ, I'm with you, man. Value-wise, I think you're right there. Let me know what happens, for sure. Let me know what happens with that trade. But I would just, for me, like a 410 or whatever it was, a 4th rounder and then a 3rd next year. I'm sure in the calculator or whatever, it'll kind of even out. But when I move pieces like that, if I'm moving a big piece like a 105, I want to get a couple significant pieces that are going to help me. As opposed to just like the one piece in JJ and then, you know, some scrubs. Tight ends landed really nicely in this rookie draft. A lot of them anyways. Some of my favorites did. We talked about Loveland in Chicago. He was my tight end 1, Loveland. I like that landing spot. I mean, Komet just can't get a break for some reason. I feel like he's feel like he doesn't get a lot of love to begin with, and now his value's just not. Kind of got kicked in the head again. But Mason Taylor goes off the board here in the 16th. He was my second favorite tight end in this draft. Jason Taylor's son. Love the landing spot. The Jets just moved Conklin prior to the draft, so you got to think he's going to slide in eventually pretty quickly. That's for you, Rob, if you're watching this. Little Kate Otten. I mean, it's not really stacking anything, but as a tight end 3 I think that gives me a pretty decent trio. Pat Bryant, I mean, I feel like he's I'm going to go DME. He's probably the receiver 3 in Jacksonville. We already have kind of that Jacksonville with Strange and Tootin. So I don't mind leaning into that a bit. You got to think that offense is improved. Pat Bryant is okay. I guess my concern with Bryant is like he seems like he's a Sutton replacement. So we'll see what happens there. Cheers, guys. I got to get my Americano sip in here. It's been sitting there. I don't want it to get too cold. Let me know what you guys think about Pat Bryant. Dan and I were discussing him in the rookie draft we're in. He goes actually pretty late, considering the draft capital he got. Obviously, Denver brings in Ingram. They bring in RJ Harvey. I just don't know how quickly Bryant gets in there. I mean, upside with any of these rookies at this point is pretty nice. Blake Corum is interesting. You talked about Jaquez Hunter. You're spending all your money on him. But is Hunter going to come in right away and kind of take that 2 spot? I don't know. Last year, Corum dealt with injuries. I think they still like Corum there and what he showed when he did get on the field. So that'll be an interesting backfield to follow going into the offseason in LA. So far after 17, remember this is 1 quarterback, 2 running back, 3 receivers, 1 tight end, and 1 flex. We have Justin Fields, Caleb with our 2 quarterback build, Breece Hall, Caleb Johnson, David Montgomery, Tootin, and Garendo. Solid 5 running backs there. Jefferson, Wilson, J-Dubs, Flowers, Tillman, Allen, and Diemi Brown at the receiver spot, and then Kraft, Strange, Otten for our tight end trio. Yeah, I agree. And that's actually a very valid point that I didn't point out yet, Christopher. Thanks for joining, buddy. So the way drafters works is there's no playoffs. So you're looking at week 1 to 17 total points. So forward Fab, man. Appreciate you joining, brother. Appreciate it, man. Get back over here from my pick. We don't want to get autoed again. Yeah, Roshan's gone. I like that call though. Joe, that was a good call. He went a little quicker than before I had a chance to grab him. But like I said, I don't mind naked Caleb. But I am going to do this, though. I will take Komet. We're only going 2 quarterback. With these tight ends, I don't mind grabbing Komet as my 4th in a build like this. Because you got to think, Loveland's not going to slide in week 1. And we've seen this often where, you know, a team gets a player like Loveland and everybody's gung-ho on it. But they have the players ahead of these rookies to let them develop a bit, let them amalgamate. I can't say that properly. I'm going to take Chubb because where there's smoke, there's usually fire. You guys got to admit, man, usually when there's smoke, there's fire. And let's face it, man, Chubb, when he's on the field and healthy, he is a baller. So wherever he lands, whether it's Chicago, Cincinnati, as my last running back in this build, I think that's pretty strong. He can definitely be a workhorse wherever he goes. At best, he's in a 50-50. Or, sorry, not at best, but worst case scenario, he's at 50-50. So we're done with the running backs. We've got 6 running backs, 2 quarterbacks. We're done with our tight ends at 4. We have 1 pick left, so we're looking at receiver here. And a bunch of dart throws that we can lean into. All right, I saw a couple guys I could lean into here. Yeah, and Christopher's got a point there, and that's kind of what I'm saying. I think people are hyped about these tight ends, these rookie tight ends. First of all, Loveland's coming off an injury, right? He had the shoulder issue. We don't know exactly where that is. He didn't test at the combine. And a lot of times we get really excited about these guys coming in. This Chicago team is stacked, let's face it. And Ben Johnson's coming in to win this year. He wants to win that division. You know, he wants to compete with the Detroit Lions of the NFC, of that division. So these rookies are going to have to earn their role. And I don't know that we're going to see, as much as I love Loveland, you know, excuse the pun, I don't know that we necessarily see him that often early in the season. And like I said, this is not a playoff type of tournament format. So you're really looking for someone to fill those points week 1 to 17. So between Kraft, Strange, Otten, and Komet, I think that's a solid build for me to be able to compete with some of those builds that have those top end tier, you know, the Brock Bowers, the Trey McBrides, the Laportas. I think my team of tight ends here can definitely help me compete with those guys. So last round right now, these are 20 rounds. This is a pure Hail Mary pick with the last pick here. Our receivers are pretty solid already with Jefferson, G-Dubs, J-Dubs, Flowers, Tillman, Keenan Allen, Dyami Brown. I have an idea who I want to take. We'll just see if he falls back to me. Appreciate you guys tuning in live. If you're watching this later, you're not already on Drafters, you like what you see with the platform, make sure you use the code DraftRoomBaller. You'll get up to $100 in your face matched to your first $100 deposit. That gives you 5 free entries into this main event for $500,000. The main event just started, guys. This will be probably going, I would imagine they expect it to go right to the end of the off season. I don't know enough about the math on that and what their plans are. I'd have to ask them, but I would imagine that's what they're planning. They'll be bringing in some smaller binds as well, tournaments. So one thing I kind of like doing is with my last receivers in these kind of builds is pair up some guys on the same rosters so that if there's either a competition for the second and third receiver spot or just that third receiver spot, you capture that. And if it fluctuates throughout the season, you can kind of capture that throughout the week. So we finish off with Justin Fields and Caleb Williams at quarterback, Breece Hall, Caleb Johnson, David Montgomery, Bashal Tootin, Isaac Guerrero, Nick Chubb, who, like I said, whispers are out there that he's going to be signing. We've got Justin Jefferson, Garrett Wilson, Jamison Williams, Zay Flowers, Cedric Tillman, Keenan Allen, Dyami Brown, and Parker Washington, kind of the tag team in that last receiver spot. And then Tucker Kraft, Brenton Strange, Cade Otton, and Cole Kmet for the tight ends. Christopher points out it's had an overlay every year so far, so good for drafters. Get in there, guys. Make sure these drafts are fun, man. They go pretty quick too, as you guys see. We did this in how long now? Like less than an hour to get that done. Appreciate you guys joining. Joe, Christopher, Forward Fab, Jamie, drafters, of course, appreciate the support. And guys, I'll be back soon. Well, I'll be back next week for sure. We'll be smashing the live drafts. I'm trying to get a guest on to do a kind of post rookie draft on the ADPs, and that I don't know if it'll be a live draft that I team up with someone, or I'm hoping to get Dan actually on, Dan Williamson. He's one of the sharpest guys, as you guys know, the overhyped sleeper, so that we could talk some of our favorite rookie drafts or draft landing spots and some of our favorite risers and fallers in these best ball ADPs, these redraft ADPs. Talk everything, man. Dynasty, redraft, best ball. And yeah, I'll be smashing for the next 2 weeks. I'll be loading up the channel with live streams, with some content for you guys. Because at the back end of the month, I'm gone for about 2.5 weeks on family vacay. So no problem, Jamie. Guys, if you have trades, anything like that, builds, make sure you guys drop it in the comments. And comment on the show. Even if you're watching this after the live stream, you're watching this later, drop some comments, man. That helps support the channel. I'll answer any questions you guys have, even if it's just making a comment, something you like or don't like with the build or with the draft or the stream, anything. All of that is super appreciated. Make sure you check out my YouTube shorts and my TikToks as well, Draft Room Baller. You guys have been awesome. Have yourselves an amazing Friday afternoon and an awesome weekend. And we'll check you all later.